Hi everybody, welcome back again to Shades of Grey. I'm going to go through the first day of my Wrestlemania experience. As I told you guys in the first video, the first day I decided to go ahead and get a premium pass for Smackdown. This was a separate price from my Wrestlemania ticket, and I did that because Rey Mysterio was being inducted into the Hall of Fame, which was later on after SmackDown. So I definitely wanted to be there and see that. And my itinerary. For those who don't know, I'm a itinerary type of person. I just can't help it. I don't like knowing what I'm supposed to be doing, where I'm supposed to be going. I don't like going through my phone all the time unless I have to. So I tend to write things down. I will print this out. I will email it to myself. I will send it to certain people in my family so they know where I am at all times. Yes, I'm 41, but still, I just feel like people should have an idea. And I'm also the type of person that will put down free time in my itinerary. And that's for when I go places with people and they're like, oh, we want to be spontaneous. Well, I'm spontaneous at a certain time. For those who don't watch, I live on the East Coast and I scheduled myself stupidly for a 6:15 a.m. flight. The airport from here is an hour away. So I woke up at 2:15 a.m., left at 3:15 a.m., got there by a little after 4, and my flight was on time. Now, I flew Alaska Air. I did because of my size. I'm not a small girl. I'm 14, 16. I tend to book first class depending on the amount of time I'm going to be flying so I can just be comfortable. It's not me trying to flex on anybody. I don't want my hips to be in my shoulders to be spreading into the next seat. I'm doing the world a favor by getting the first class seat. That's a wider seat. And I always sit in the aisle because I don't like climbing over anybody to go to the bathroom. That's just me. I flew Alaska Air. They do serve complimentary breakfast with first class at that time. It was delicious. And they do offer it for sale for people in economy class. So if you do get a chance and you do want to spend the money, go ahead and spend it. It's delicious. I had the rancho eggs with chorizo. Probably pronouncing that wrong. Sorry. So when I knew when I looked ahead of time that I was going to get there way earlier than the event started and earlier than hotel check-in. So I would land at 9:15. SmackDown, they wanted you to get there at 2:45. Then my check-in wasn't until 4. So I figured by the time I land at 9 o'clock, get my bags, find where Uber is at LAX, get the Uber, and then get to the hotel, it will be around 10:30ish. So I figured I needed to fill at least 2 hours with something to do because I didn't want to have to pay for an early check-in fee, and I didn't want to be just wandering around LA aimlessly. I looked up things to do, and I found out that Paramount Pictures had a studio tour that lasts 2 hours. And but I had to have one that would give me enough time to get to my hotel, give them my bags, and then catch the Uber and do it. So I saw that they had a 11:30, a 12 o'clock, and a 12:30. Well, 12:30 was not going to allow me to get back to the crypto arena in time for SmackDown. The 11:30 I felt was kind of just too close for comfort. And so I booked the 12 o'clock. I'm glad I did. So I landed, got to the Hotel Figueroa, super friendly, definitely would recommend. Now, everybody will tell you that once you're in the hotel area, don't go more than, I would say, 3 blocks in any direction. It's like any big city. Once you get off the beaten path, you start seeing the real side of the city. And it wasn't like gangs, it was just more vagrants and things like that. And so you're just not comfortable. But I learned that in my own city. There's like places that if you go too far out, it gets a little sketchy if you don't know the area. But other than that, Hotel Figueroa was absolutely amazing. Uh, I said if you go to a hotel at a certain level, you can just say, "Hey, I have a room here today. I don't want to pay the check-in fee. Can you guys please just hold my luggage until check-in?" They said, "Just give us your name." They looked me up in the thing, saw I had a room. They said, "Oh, you're here with Wrestlemania." I was like, "Yeah, I'm here for Wrestlemania." It's like, "Oh yeah, they didn't tell you guys, but your early check-in fee has been waived for everybody." I was like, "Dude, are you serious?" If I had known ahead of time that my early check-in fee was going to be waived, I would have just stayed at the hotel and got lunch. Now, she did tell me that my room wouldn't be ready till 3 p.m. So, I'm sorry, my room wouldn't be ready for an hour. Mind you, I got there like 10:30-ish. So, hey, if I could have got lunch at the hotel, checked in an hour, and just chilled in the hotel till 2:45 and done nothing. But I didn't know. And I already had my studio tour booked. So I was like, hey, I'll just go on a studio tour. Now, one thing I had to do was I had to find I had to find a place with a power cord, because between getting off the plane and getting to the hotel, I lost my power cord. My charging cable for my phone. The only one I had was this big old thing. You can say this is thick. This is typically the one that I keep by my bed. This is not travel between hotels and stadiums and arenas. This is in purses. This is just by the bed, so I have one that never moves. I could not walk around with this thing. So I asked the guy at the Hotel Figueroa desk, "Do you know a place where I can buy a charging cable?" He's like, "Oh yeah, there's a Target 2 blocks away. It's open. You can get a charging cable there." So I went there first, bought a charging cable, walked back to the hotel, and I caught a cab to Paramount Studios. Now, I will say this, is that if you do go to this tour, it's worth the money. They drive you around the golf cart. It's like a hop on, hop off bus, but it's in a golf cart. They drive you around. They show you things. Now, you do get the rules that if there's actual shoot going on that day, you can't take pictures of the shoot. Don't bother the stars. Don't do anything like that. And they kind of show you like how studio production works. And this lot is enormous. Let me tell you guys, it is enormous. They have little tiny cities within the lot if you've never been to a studio tour. And so, of course, I still have my studio tour badge and things like that. Let's see if I can get it. Greatest art in the world is the art of storytelling. So, very amazing. And of course, I bought my shot glass. Let's see if I can get that in there. Yeah, my shot glass. And when you do catch Ubers or Lyft there, it'll pop up like Paramount Studios and then Paramount Studios Tour. So that way the driver will take you directly to where you need to be. And that's what happened. And then when the studio tour was over, the lady said to me, the lady there asked everybody like, "Hey, did you drive here? Did you take the bus here?" And I was like, "Oh, I took an Uber." She's like, "Oh yeah, I'll tell you exactly where Ubers will pick you up." She took me right there and said, "It'll be the first thing in your phone." Sure enough, it was. We pulled up. And I told them to take me back to the hotel. I didn't tell them to take me to the crypto arena because I wasn't sure where it would put me in the crypto arena. So I said, take me back to my hotel. The crypto arena from the hotel was about a block and a half away. I didn't even get tired when I walked there. I just walked there. Now, you were told that if you had the premium package, which I bought with On Location, which is how I got this badge, which it says priority access. I'm sorry, priority pass On Location. That you had to go to a certain door. Why? Because it was an express door for people who paid for the pass. For the priority pass. That line was way shorter than the other ones. Now, I will say the crypto arena blocks off the streets. So you don't have to worry about cars coming through there and hitting people standing in line. But the lines from the general access lines went from the door across the street, snaked around, and there was like 6 lines. And then you had our line at door 12, which was like 4 people. Not 4, but probably about 80 people in that line. And there were probably another 60 people behind me. And we had dedicated seating that was closer to the stage. And I was able to get some really good pictures. Now, during the Hall of Fame ceremony, we were to the back of everyone speaking. And that's why we were able to read everybody's speeches on the teleprompter. Great time. Now, for the priority access, you got... Sorry, I'm trying to go back to my email because I pulled it up. So you got your credentials, which was the badge I just showed you. And you got a merchandise fast lane when you were inside buying merchandise. I was never able to see the sign where the merchandise fast lane was. However, I was able to just walk up pretty easily and buy your stuff. And then you had a certain seating with everybody with the badge. I loved every minute of Smackdown. Had a great time. And the Hall of Fame ceremony was gorgeous. It was nice seeing all the wrestlers like dressed up in their really nice clothes and what I call grown-up clothes. And just seeing them kind of sit there and have a good time. And you saw the kayfabe where Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest got up and left when Rey Mysterio was talking. And it was, deep down, it was all for show. But it was still nice. And afterwards, while I was sitting there in the arena, like I said, the doors open at doors opened at check-in began at 2:45 for the crypto arena. The doors opened at 3:15, and we had to go through door 10 on 11th Street. And then Smackdown, because this is on the West Coast, it started at 4:45, ended at 6:45. So I've been there for about 4 hours. So for 2:45 to line up to 6:45 when Smackdown ended, and then the Hall of Fame went on to about 8 p.m. West Coast time. At that point, in the middle of Smackdown, I got an email that says exclusive Mattel panel at Premium Lounge. Now, the issue with me was that I had not had a chance to get my badge yet because checking for your premium passes for Wrestlemania did not open until 3. You had to line up at the crypto arena by 2:45. I didn't want to risk being late because I was trying to get the pass. And by then, like I said, this didn't come until I would say track 3. This didn't come until like 2:30. So I was already on my way to the crypto arena by then. And also it went into my junk mail. Even though I had already had these people marked on my list, it still went to my junk mail. So I'm just one of the people who happens to check their junk mail for important things because things keep going there. Even though I put it on the safe list, it still goes there. And so I tried to email these people and say, hey, is there any way I can still get in because I don't have my credit yet? I haven't had a chance. And I wish they had opened up earlier that day so that you can get your credentials ahead of time and not at 3 p.m. It's like, dude, come on. You know that the stuff starts at 2:45. Why would you open your credentials for it that I needed for this until then? And I tried to email them. No one responded. Well, the first email in this thing was actually wrong. I realized it says guest services at onlocation.com. I sent it to that and it bounced back. And then when I looked at the email again, I realized the second one said guest services at onlocationexp.com. I got that one and it did bounce back, but I never got an email back. So as you can see here, that's one email address. That is another email address. So On Location, you guys got to fix this. Number two, you got to keep in mind that if you're going to send out last minute emails, it's like surprises. You got to make sure that somebody's there who can like get a name or something. But that's how I felt at that time because I had not been to the premium lounge yet. So I'm sitting there, I'm going through my emails because we had that break in between Smackdown and the Hall of Fame. And I saw that email. I thought to myself, I had tickets to go see the 1deadMan show. And I know those doors open at 9:30, but the show doesn't start till 11. This panel's at 10. Maybe I can just go to the LA Convention Center, because for those who don't know, the Premium Pass Lounge was not at Crypto Arena. It was not at SoFi Stadium. It was at the LA Convention Center. Now, the LA Convention Center is about a block away from the Crypto Arena, but I had no idea that these three things were in three different locations. No idea whatsoever until I got the itinerary a week before. For some reason, I thought that a Premium Pass Lounge would be in the stadium or the arena that you were in. I did not know it was going to be at the convention center. So I'm trying to get to the convention center. Now, if you live there, you know that the Crypto Arena and the convention center are right next to each other. However, when you're being let out on this side of the Crypto Arena and the convention center is over here, you're now confused and turned around, especially since it's the first time I've ever been there. And so I'm just following other fans. Like, are you guys going to the convention center? Are you guys going to the convention center? Okay, then I come to find out that the guys I was walking with, nice guys, by the way, very sweet guys, young, was like, oh, this is our first time too. I'm like, dude, we're both following each other blind here. We ran into a cop. And they told us where to go. By the time we were all turned around, we had to go underground to take steps up that took us there. And then I saw the line was so long, you guys. I was like, there's no way I'm getting through this. I need to just go ahead and just go to the Novo, because the Undertaker's thing was at the Novo. And I just need to go and just go ahead and get to the Undertaker line and be done. I was like, I'm just going to miss the Mattel thing. Now, the Mattel thing, they were going to be talking about certain panels and releasing, let you know about what dolls are coming next. Well, I'm sorry, action figures are coming next for the WWE line. And it was all a part of a podcast. And so I'm sorry if you guys can hear my vent. I tried to turn it on, but the fan is on auto. So I want to apologize for that if that's drowning me out a little bit. Like I said, I tried to turn it off. Fan is on auto, and it's not cutting off until now. So even though I would love to see the Mattel drop, it was just cutting it too close into the Undertaker time territory. And so I just said, okay, at least I know now what the convention center is, even though I probably won't be able to find it again in the light because now it's like 9:30 at night. So I hurry up. I leave that line. I get into the Novo line. I go to see the Undertaker on 1deadMan show. Like I said before in my previous video, it's a no cell phone event. He does that because, number one, things can be taken out of context very easily on the internet. And we all know that. Number two, he does not feel that people should get on free for the internet, what you guys pay hard-earned money for. And his tickets range from, before taxes, it ranged from, I believe, $75 to $75 to $400. And there was a meet and greet, but it only opened up for like an hour. I was checking it up until that point. I was checking it every single day. But the day of the show, I did not have time to like go and check to see if there was a meet and greet time. Now, I found out there was one at the convention center, but it was at the same time Wrestlemania was. I think they did that on purpose because if Undertaker's having a meet and greet, might as well just sign away his day because he's going to be there all day long. But there was a meet and greet at the Novo. I just didn't see it in time to sign up for it. I would have. And If you go to his show, he talks about other wrestlers. He tells stories. He shoot the crap with people. He has a good time on stage, and it is funny. He told about his key to success. That's all I'll say about it. If you went, you went. If you didn't, you didn't. If you get a chance to go, go. You did not have to be a part of Wrestlemania to go there. You did not have to be a part of Smackdown to go there. It was open to the general public. You just buy your ticket. If you had the priority pass with WrestleMania, you got to buy your ticket a day earlier than everybody else. That was the one benefit of doing it. And if you wanted to go see SmackDown, you did not have, in the Hall of Fame ceremony, you did not have to be a part of WrestleMania to do that. These things are separate events. They try to do that for the fans who, you can't afford a WrestleMania ticket, but hey, you can afford SmackDown. And you can also see the Hall of Fame. So go ahead and just buy the ticket. By the time the Undertaker show was over, it was 12 o'clock and ended on time. So it started at 11, ended at 12. It was an hour show. They take pictures for his website of the crowd. You realize that halfway through, they were taking pictures of him on stage. And then, of course, if you leave any type of building, any type of theater, it's going to take you at least 30 minutes to get the heck out, especially since they locked up our phones and bags. And I will say they had a lot of people up front to unlock your phone and get you out. I will say the Novo is super organized. They are more organized than stadiums. Maybe because it's a small crowd. I didn't get any drinks while I was there. No. I'm in a place I don't know. I'm not going to drink, especially that late at night, walking back to the hotel. I don't care how safe I feel. And I'm not a drinker. I got back to my hotel. I finally got my hotel key. I finally officially checked in. Got my luggage because they was holding my luggage for me, being that they were a nice hotel. I got to my room and I realized that it was 1:30 a.m. West Coast time, which meant it was 4:30 a.m. East Coast time. And it hit me that I had woken up that morning at 2:45 a.m. East Coast time. And I did not get back to my hotel till 4:38 a.m. East Coast time. So I had been up and moving and ripping and running for 26 hours straight. I set 3 alarms on my phone and I crashed so hard, you guys. Because the next day was WrestleMania day and I had scheduled to be up at 8:45 a.m. Pacific time. So I had about I know it takes me a minute, even though I'm exhausted, it still takes me a minute to get my body to rest because I'm so excited. So I probably got about a good 6 hours of sleep. And that was day 1 of WrestleMania. So my lessons from day 1, when you get your itinerary, pay attention to where things are. They are not all in the same spot. You could be spread out. Thing number 2 is to constantly check your email. Constantly check your emails and check your junk mail because things will go there. Be careful for on-location emails. They give you bad addresses. They really need to fix that. And call ahead of time to see if your early check-in fee has been waived at the hotel. If you do get the hotel pass for on-location, call ahead of time and see if your early check-in fee has been waived because it may have been. And that was what I learned from day 1. Now, mind you, I still haven't even been to WrestleMania yet. And your girl has already been up for 26 hours straight and crashing hard as hell. However, it was a great first day. It was a great intro. Oh, wear comfortable shoes. Do not be trying to be cute. This is not a be cute situation. Don't think that you're going to be there to marry a wrestler or meet one or bang. No, don't do that to yourself. You will be killing your feet. Wear comfortable shoes. You can be cute from here up, but don't wear comfortable shoes. All right. I will give you guys day 2 tomorrow, and I hope you guys have a great day. In life, there's black and white, but with this girl, we're 2 thumbs. You always get a shade of gray. Bye, guys.